Life is not a rehearsal. You don't get to wake up and press rewind on the moments you wasted. You don't get to redo the opportunities you ignored. Every single second that passes is a second you will never see again. Life doesn't offer replays, only results. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. There's no rewind button, no do-over, no chance to edit the choices you made. Every decision you take, every action you delay, and every opportunity you ignore becomes a permanent part of your story. The seconds you waste are seconds you can never buy back. That's the raw truth most people run from, but the ones who face it head-on are the ones who change their lives. Life is a one-take performance, and there's no room for retakes. You can't pause time to fix your mistakes. You can only learn from them and move forward. The scoreboard of life doesn't care about your excuses. It only records your effort and your outcomes. Every day, you wake up with the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't talent or luck. It's awareness. The winners understand that time is a currency you can't deposit twice. They live with urgency because they know the clock doesn't stop for hesitation. They don't waste their energy wishing things were easier. They use what they have and give everything they can. The losers, on the other hand, believe there will always be another chance. They postpone their dreams. They delay their goals. They think there will be a better time, a more comfortable time, a right time. But the truth is, there never is. Waiting becomes a habit, and before they know it, life has moved on without them. You see, the world doesn't pause for your fear or your uncertainty. It moves forward, with or without you. The people who understand that every moment counts are the ones who rise above the noise. They know that the present moment is the only one that truly exists. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow isn't guaranteed. So the only real power you have is in what you do now. And that's where results are created, not in daydreams or excuses, but in the choices you make this very second. When you stop treating life like it's endless, your priorities shift. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop letting comfort hold you back. You stop saying someday because you realize that someday isn't a date on the calendar. It's a graveyard for lost potential. Every delay, every hesitation, every moment of doubt is a thief stealing from your future. And no matter how badly you want it, you can't go back and reclaim what you lost. You can only build from where you are. Life doesn't offer replays. It offers lessons. Every failure you experience isn't a chance to start over. It's a reminder to do better moving forward. The people who grow are the ones who accept the reality. The results are the only thing that count. The world doesn't remember your intentions. It remembers your impact. You can talk about your dreams all day, but in the end, your life is defined by what you did, not what you meant to do. Words fade, but results last. So when you face today, treat it like your only shot. Act like there's no safety net, no backup plan, no second take. Because when you live like every moment matters, you stop holding back. You become sharper, bolder, more focused. You stop being afraid to fail because you realize failure isn't final. It's feedback. The only thing worse than failing is never trying at all. The only thing more painful than falling short is knowing you didn't give everything you had when you had the chance. Every action you take leaves a mark. Every moment you spend builds your legacy. You can't replay today tomorrow, and you can't replace the time you waste. Life gives you one stage, one spotlight, one performance, and when it's over, it's over. All that remains are your results, and those results are the reflection of how seriously you treated your time. Pressure creates diamonds and exposes excuses. It's in the moments when the world feels heavy on your shoulders that your true self is revealed. Pressure doesn't lie. It strips away your comfort, your excuses, your masks, and your pretenses. It doesn't care about your plans or your promises. It reveals your preparation. When life turns up the heat, you either rise and become stronger, or you fold and make excuses for why you couldn't handle it. That's the difference between the few who shine and the many who crack. Most people fear pressure because it exposes the truth. It exposes whether you've been working or pretending. It exposes whether your words have weight or are just noise. Under pressure, talent alone isn't enough. It's character, consistency, and mindset that determine the outcome. When things get tough, the uncommitted hide behind explanations, while the committed dig deeper. Pressure doesn't care about your comfort zone. It was never meant to. It exists to test your limits and to see what you do when you're no longer in control. The easy days don't define you. The hard ones do. Think about how diamonds are formed. They aren't born in soft conditions. They're created deep within the earth under immense heat and crushing force. Without that intensity, they'd remain just another piece of carbon. Ordinary, unnoticed, unremarkable. You are no different. Without pressure, you stay average. Without struggle, you stay soft. The challenges you face are not punishments. They're invitations to evolve. They are the forge where resilience is built and greatness is refined. Every test you endure is an opportunity to discover what you're truly capable of. Pressure will ask you, do you really want this? And in that moment, your actions will answer louder than your words. Everyone wants success until they feel the weight of what success demands. Everyone talks about goals, dreams, and ambition, but few are willing to stand in the fire long enough to earn them. Pressure separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the workers. It exposes excuses. The "I'll start tomorrow," the "I don't have time," the "I'm not ready." Under pressure, those excuses crumble because reality demands proof, not promises. The strongest people you admire weren't born fearless. They simply refused to run from discomfort. They understood that pressure was part of the process, not something to avoid. They embraced it, learned from it, and allowed it to shape them. Every great athlete, entrepreneur, leader, or creator has been through moments where giving up was easier. But they didn't. They chose to stay in the fight. They chose to push through the doubt, through the fatigue, through the pain, because they knew what was waiting on the other side. Pressure is the ultimate equalizer. It doesn't care about your background or your past. It only measures your persistence in the present. You can't avoid pressure if you want to grow. The only way to handle it is to face it head on. Growth and comfort can't exist together. When life challenges you, you have two options: to complain and crumble, or to adapt and rise. Those who make excuses will always find reasons to stay small. They'll say, "It's too hard," "It's not fair," or "I'll try later." But those who become diamonds take responsibility. They say, "This is my moment. This is my test, and I will not break." They see pressure not as punishment, but as preparation. They know that without it, they'll never reach the next level. Pressure builds discipline, and discipline builds strength. Every time you stay committed when it's tough, you're becoming more unshakable. Every time you silence the voice of doubt and keep pushing, you're earning your shine. Because diamonds don't complain about the pressure. They prove they were built to withstand it. Life will always apply pressure, not to destroy you, but to show you what you're made of. The question is, when it does, will you let it break you, or will you let it make you? Treat every opportunity like it's your last, because one day it will be. Every moment you get to show up, to give your best, to make progress, could be the final chance you ever have to do so. The truth is, no one knows how many chances they'll get in life. You might think there's always a next time, a better time, a more convenient time, but that mindset has killed more dreams than failure ever has. The difference between the ones who rise and the ones who remain is urgency. The great ones move like the window is closing, because it is. Opportunity doesn't wait. It doesn't knock twice, and it doesn't owe you another visit. When it comes, you either seize it or you watch it disappear forever. Every single opportunity, no matter how small, how uncomfortable, or how uncertain, carries the potential to change your life. But most people don't treat it that way. They take it for granted. They assume they'll have more time, that they can coast today and try harder tomorrow. They think chances will come around again like clockwork. But life doesn't work on your schedule. Opportunity doesn't care about your comfort, your excuses, or your lack of readiness. It rewards the ones who act, not the ones who wait. When you start treating every opportunity like it's your last, you begin to move differently. You stop being lazy with your effort. You stop taking people, moments, and experiences for granted. You start valuing time like gold because you realize it's the only thing you can't earn back once it's gone. When you step into a moment with that kind of intensity, everything changes. You prepare harder. You focus deeper. You push past fear because you know hesitation costs too much. You stop worrying about perfection and start caring about execution. People who win don't always feel ready. They simply decide that missing their shot isn't an option. They walk into every situation as if it's the one that defines them, because in many ways it is. Every meeting, every performance, every conversation, every decision, it's all a test of how much you value the present moment. The truth is, you don't get to decide when opportunity shows up. You only get to decide how you respond when it does. And when you treat it like your last, you bring a different kind of energy, one that can't be taught, one that can't be faked. It's the hunger that separates you from the average. It's the fire that people feel when they're around you. It's the kind of commitment that makes the universe open doors for you that others never see. Because effort attracts opportunity and urgency attracts success. People who waste opportunities always think they'll have another one. They think life will wait for them to be ready. But life doesn't stop for anyone. The moment you hesitate, someone else takes the spot you wanted. The second you pause, the door you were meant to walk through closes. You can't blame luck or timing. You can only look at the choices you made when it mattered most. The most painful words in the world are "I should have." They carry the weight of chances that never come back. The only way to avoid that pain is to live and act like this moment is the only one you've got. When you treat every opportunity like it's your last, fear loses its power. Doubt fades because you realize you have nothing to lose by giving everything. You stop saving your energy, your creativity, your voice for a better day. You start using all of it right now. That's how breakthroughs happen. That's how ordinary people turn moments into legacies. The world's tough. Every great success story began with someone who refused to wait for another chance. They gave everything to the one in front of them. And that's why it opened the next one. Life doesn't promise you multiple attempts at greatness. Sometimes the door opens once, and if you're not ready, it closes forever. The ones who succeed understand that. They walk into every room, every challenge, every opportunity with the mindset that this could be their final shot. That level of intensity changes how you think, how you work, and how you live. Because when you treat every opportunity like it's your last, you start giving your best every single time. Regret is the price of hesitation. Every time you hold back when your heart tells you to move, every time you wait for the right moment instead of taking action, every time you let fear whisper louder than faith, you pay for it with regret. The weight of missed opportunities doesn't fade with time. It grows heavier. It's not the mistakes that haunt you. It's the moments you never dared to try. Hesitation is a thief dressed as safety. It convinces you that waiting is wise, that comfort is security. But what it really steals is your potential, your progress, and your peace. You can recover from failure, but you can't recover from the chances you never took. Regret doesn't arrive all at once. It builds quietly over time. It starts with small moments. The message you didn't send, the idea you didn't pursue, the dream you pushed aside because you thought you had time. You tell yourself you'll do it later, and then later becomes never. One day, you look back and realize that every time you hesitated, life moved on without you. Opportunities aren't patient. They don't wait for your confidence or your permission. They come and go, and if you don't act when they appear, someone else will. That's the harsh reality most people never face until it's too late. Hesitation is comfortable because it feels safe. You can't fail if you don't try, right? But that's the trap. You trade temporary safety for permanent regret. You avoid short-term discomfort, but create long-term pain. The pain of trying and failing is nothing compared to the pain of knowing you could have succeeded if you had only started. The hesitation you justify today becomes the regret you carry tomorrow. Every second you spend overthinking is a second you're giving away to fear. And fear doesn't build your future. Action does. People often think regret comes from making the wrong decision, but more often it comes from making no decision at all. You can learn from mistakes, you can rebuild after failure, but you can't rewrite moments you never lived. Life rewards movement, not hesitation. Every big opportunity, every defining moment is surrounded by uncertainty. No one ever feels fully ready, but those who move anyway are the ones who grow. They understand that clarity comes through action, not before it. They know hesitation kills momentum, and without momentum you stay stuck in the same place, watching others live the life you wanted. Regret is silent but powerful. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It comes in quiet moments when you realize how much time you've lost waiting to feel ready. It shows up in conversations where you talk about what you almost did. It creeps in when you see someone else living your dream, and you know deep down the only difference between you and them was hesitation. The pain of that realization is sharper than failure because it's permanent. Failure teaches you something. Regret just reminds you of what you lost. When you hesitate, you teach yourself to settle. You build a habit of waiting for perfect conditions that never come. You start believing that playing small protects you. But all it does is shrink your life. The longer you hesitate, the harder it becomes to move. The opportunities that once felt within reach start to fade, and the confidence you once had begins to disappear. Action builds strength, hesitation weakens it. Every time you act despite fear, you gain momentum. Every time you hesitate, you lose it. Life doesn't give you unlimited chances to fix your hesitation. It gives you moments that demand courage, and if you don't take them, they vanish. Regret is a reminder that time doesn't pause. You can't go back and undo the moments where you held back. You can't relive the conversations you were too afraid to start, or the dreams you were too scared to chase. The past doesn't offer refunds, it only teaches. So the question becomes, how much regret are you willing to carry just to avoid discomfort today? Because hesitation may feel safe now, but one day, you'll realize the price you paid was everything you could have been. Win the moment, because that's all you have. The past is untouchable, and the future is unpredictable. The only place where life actually happens is right now, in this exact moment. Every second you waste thinking about what you could have done differently, or what might happen next, is a second you're losing from the only time that truly exists, the present. You don't win life in a single day. You win it moment by moment, decision by decision, action by action. The great ones understand that success isn't built from occasional bursts of effort. It's built from mastering the moment that's right in front of you. The moment you're in right now holds everything you need. It's not waiting for tomorrow's motivation or next week's opportunity. It's right here. But most people don't live in the moment. They either live in the past, replaying mistakes and carrying guilt, or they live in the future, worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. Both steal your power. When you focus on what's gone or what's not yet here, you lose control over what you can actually change. The present. Every winner you've ever admired learned how to anchor themselves in the now. They knew that the only way to win the future was to dominate today. Winning the moment means giving your full focus, energy, and commitment to what's in front of you. It means refusing to drift, refusing to settle, and refusing to let distractions dilute your drive. You don't have to solve your entire life in one day. You just have to win this one. That's how progress works. The person who keeps winning the small moments eventually wins the big ones. Every great achievement is built from a collection of small victories stacked on top of each other. When you wake up and treat every hour like it matters, life begins to move in your favor. Most people lose because they underestimate the power of now. They think the little things don't matter. The workout skipped, the call ignored, the extra effort avoided. But those moments define everything. Every small choice builds your habits, and your habits build your future. If you can't win the small moments, you'll never be ready for the big ones. Winning the moment is about discipline, showing up even when no one's watching, giving effort when it doesn't feel exciting, and staying locked in when your mind tries to wander. It's the art of being present enough to recognize that this second, Right here is your chance to build something better. The truth is, you don't get unlimited moments. You get a limited number of chances to make something happen, and you don't know how many are left. That's why every moment counts. Every second you treat casually is a second you'll never get back. Life doesn't stop to give you time to think. It moves forward whether you're ready or not. The world's tough. The people who win aren't the ones who think about the future the most. They're the ones who dominate the present the best. They understand that if you keep winning the moment you're in, the future takes care of itself. You can't control what's already happened, and you can't control every outcome that's coming, but you can control your effort, your focus, and your attitude right now. That's your power. That's your leverage. When you win the moment, you silence regret, you silence fear, and you silence distraction. You train your mind to perform under pressure, to stay calm, to be relentless. You learn to stop worrying about what's next and start giving everything to what's now. The moment you're in will never come again. Once it's gone, it becomes memory. So make it count. Every second you have is a blank canvas waiting for your action to define it. The people who live with peace and pride at the end of their journey aren't the ones who waited for the right time. They're the ones who understood that the right time is always now. They didn't let the noise of doubt or the weight of fear stop them from giving their all. They learned to win the moment, and in doing so, they won their life.